$2,600 a month, your wife says, into my own account, on the 1st. She slides the notepad across the table, her handwriting, one number circled twice. You put down the coffee. Starting when? September. It is the 11th of August. Outside, the neighbor's sprinkler turns over once and starts again. And if it doesn't? Deanne does not blink. Then I'll be at Corinne's. 9 years in this kitchen. The table came from her first apartment. The house came from before her. You've thought about the number. I've thought about nothing else since March. She has a folder. You did not know there was a folder. Inside it, 2 pages off a website, highlighted in green, a pay scale. Cook, driver, scheduler, laundry, somebody's estimate of what a wife is worth by the hour. That one says $3,100, she says. I came down. You read the page for 8 seconds. You say nothing for 9. Okay. Okay what? Okay, I heard you. That is not the answer she prepared for. She sits back down. Then she says the thing she has been carrying since March. Do you know what it's like to ask? Not for money, for permission. The dentist wants $280 for the crown, and I bring it to you like a note from school. I'm 46. I ran an office with 11 people in it. Now I stand in the kitchen working out how to say a number out loud. You've never had to ask me twice. That's not the part. Her hand goes flat on the table. The part is that I have to ask it all. Everything in this house is yours. The deed is yours. The truck is yours. The account has your name first and mine after it like a passenger. It's a joint account. Joint. She almost laughs. Wes, nothing in this house has my name on it. Everybody in a marriage knows what comes in. Almost nobody knows what goes out on the first. You don't tell her that. You get up and rinse the cup and set it in the rack, and the whole time you are doing arithmetic, you have done 100 times and never said out loud. $2,240. That is what leaves the account for her every month. $1,340 on the 1st. $900 on the 15th. It has been that way since the spring. The hospital cut your overtime and you moved it up instead of down. She does not know the number. Not because you hid it, because it never had a name. I'll get you an answer by the end of the month, you say. That's 20 days. That's 20 days. You are 57 years old and you have never once won an argument by being right in the moment. The first time you stood in a kitchen and did this arithmetic, you were 28. 1997. A different kitchen, smaller, gold linoleum, a folding chair because there were 2 chairs and 3 people. The loan officer had said 7.9 and you had said it back to him like a man repeating a diagnosis. $104,500. 30 years. You were going to be 58 when it ended. You remember what you gave up for it because you can still name every item. The transmission you rebuilt in the driveway across 2 weekends in January. The 11 years without a vacation that was at your brother's floor in Tampa. Lunch out of a cooler every day for so long that the men on your crew stopped commenting on it. You paid it off in 2019, 8 years early, on a Tuesday, and you drove home and nobody was there, and you sat in the truck in your own paid-for driveway and did not go inside for 20 minutes. Deanne married you in 2017. She has never seen a mortgage statement with this address on it. That is the thing about carrying something alone. You get very good at it, and then nobody knows you're carrying it. A paid-off house doesn't stop costing. It just stops sending a bill with somebody else's name on it. Tuesday, you eat lunch with Dale Petrosky, who retired off the same maintenance floor 3 years ahead of you and who is selling his house. Paid off in 21, Dale says. Free and clear. You know what the county says it's worth now? Tell me. $398, which would be wonderful, except the assessment came with it. He turns his phone around. $1180 a month. Tax and the policy. On a house I don't owe a dime on. What did you have before? 6 something. Then the insurance carrier pulled out of the whole coast and the one that replaced them wanted double. He puts the phone face down. 31 years in that house, Wes. I'm moving to my daughter's basement in Ocala because of a line item. You drive back to the plant and you don't turn the radio on. At home, the November bill is where it has been since the first week of August, folded once, under the magnet on the refrigerator next to the school picture of Corinne's boy. $5,940. Due November 30th. Nobody has ever asked you what that magnet is holding. By Thursday, she has told her sister. You know because Corinne calls the house phone, which nobody calls, and is very warm to you for 4 minutes. By Saturday, she has told the woman who cuts her hair and the woman 2 doors down, and by Sunday there is a printout on the counter from a resort in Gulf Shores. Room with a balcony. 2nd week of October. That's the off-season rate, she says. It's the best it gets. It's nice. $18.50 to hold it. A beat. I put it on the card. It's non-refundable after the 10th, so? So, she stops in the doorway. Don't do that. Do what? Say one word and make it the whole sentence. She takes the keys off the hook to go pick up her sister, and on the way out, she asks if you can be home by 6 because she doesn't like driving back in the dark. Monday, on your lunch break, you drive to the credit union on Highway 41 and you are there for 31 minutes. You do not tell her. Wednesday, you print 3 pages at the plant and staple them. Thursday night, she is at the table with her phone and you set the pages down in front of her, and the sound they make is the sound of paper on wood and nothing else. What's this? It's the answer. You asked for it by the end of the month. She turns the first page over, then she turns it back. 12 rows, 1340, 900, 1340, 900. Every month for a year and 1 month in February where it says 2590, which was the crown. What am I looking at? That's what already goes to you, 2240 a month. That's the house money. That's the money you spend every month. It doesn't come out of anything but my check. She reads it again. You watch her get to the bottom of the column and stop. Then why does it feel like nothing? Because it never had a name on it. Page 2 is the other direction. 5310 in after taxes, 4180 out. And on the 5th line, highlighted, because you knew she'd want to see the trick, $711 a month into the escrow account that pays the county in November and the insurance carrier in March. On a house with no mortgage, you make the payment to yourself, or 1 November it makes itself. 2600 doesn't come out of thin air, you say. It comes out of that line. It's the only one that isn't already spoken for. So it's a no. It's not a no. You turn to page 3. It is not a spreadsheet. It is a deposit slip from a credit union on Highway 41, dated 9 days ago, and the account is not joint. There is one name on it, and the name is hers. 2240, already in it. I opened it a week before you told Corrine, you say. It's yours. Nobody signs on it but you. It's the number that was always yours. I just never said it out loud, and that's mine to own. She does not touch the slip. It's not 2600. No, it's 360 short. It gets to 26 the month the November bill is safe. That's not a maybe, that's a date. You went to the bank. Her voice has something new in it. Before. You already went to the bank. Yes. When? The 4th. The 4th. She counts it out on her fingers, the way she does. I told Corrine on the 8th. I know. So when I was standing there with that folder, it was already open. Then why didn't you say it? Because you'd have heard it as a way to end the conversation. It would have ended the conversation. I decided it in June, you say. I couldn't work out how to hand it to you without it sounding like I was buying quiet. And you let me stand in that kitchen and threaten you. You weren't threatening me, you say. You were asking me to say a number out loud. I did it in the wrong order. Money that arrives without a name doesn't count. Not to the person receiving it. She goes to Corrine's anyway. She goes because it is Thursday, and she told half the county on Monday, and there is a price to walking that back that has nothing to do with dollars. 11 days. You know it is 11 because the truck was in the driveway, every one of them. The resort deposit does not move. 1850, gone on the 11th, the way it said it would be. She comes back on a Monday afternoon with a grocery bag in each hand, like a woman returning from the store, and neither of you says anything about it, and that is the mercy. On the 1st of September, her statement comes to the house. Her name, not after yours, alone at the top in a bank's plain type. She sets it on the counter, face up, and leaves it there for 2 days. On November 29th, she takes the folded bill off the refrigerator, and she does not ask you for anything, and she writes the check herself. $5,940. County tax collector. Her account. Her name on the line. She puts the stub back under the magnet where the bill was. There, she says. Neither of you says the other thing, which is that the money she fought for spent its first big afternoon on the house she said had nothing of hers in it. He knows. That is why she left the stub where you'd see it. Here is what that year cost, and it wasn't the 2600. A man can carry a house alone for 30 years and call it providing, and the person standing next to him will only ever see a door she has to knock on. Being right is not the same as being understood, and a number kept in your head is not a gift. It's a secret with good intentions on it. If somebody you love is asking for a name on something, they are not asking you for more. They are asking you to say out loud what you already decided years ago. Say it early. Say it in writing. It costs you nothing you weren't already paying. Know what it costs.